Hi, welcome to Go Within Yoga and today's mini masterclass on the Earth Element. If you look on the playlist that has the 5 elements, hopefully I put in all the little mini masterclasses I've done so far. This is the next to last one because this is actually the 5th season. Because we look at it and why is it 5 elements? There are 4 seasons, right? There's fall, winter, spring, and summer. Except the traditional Chinese medicine, in its infinite wisdom, broke out summer between summer and late summer, which makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because by summer, we are ready, we are fired up, we're fired up, we take action. And by late summer, we are beginning that harvest. Of course, we continue in fall, but we are getting things like strawberries and blueberries and melons and corn, all those things that are not fresh in the winter. Today is not a traditional yin yoga practice, but I am going to give you what I call action steps that are going to help you to calm worry. That is the emotion that is associated with the earth element. The color is yellow. I don't have a whole lot of yellow in my wardrobe, actually. The 2 organs are stomach and spleen. Stomach is, its strongest hours are between 7 and 9 a.m. and spleen are between 9 and 11 a.m. So knowing that stomach is strongest between 7 and 9, it makes a whole lot of sense to have your breakfast in that window. Your stomach is ready to work, okay? The earth element is extremely important for your immune system, both the stomach, you've heard of the gut microbiome, your gut brain, right? And as well as the spleen. Spleen is really important in immunity in both Western and Eastern philosophies. So during the earth element, we really ground. It's associated with your root chakra. So why do we ground so much? What difference does it make? When we're not grounded, we are scattered. We start a lot of different things and finish none of them. Sound familiar? That was me this morning. You kind of flitting from thing to thing to thing. I have to do all this stuff. But I was a little scattered. I wasn't all that grounded, and that makes it more difficult, right? Being grounded helps you to access your inner wisdom. It helps you to make good decisions. So many reasons to be well grounded. The emotions, when out of balance for the stomach, are anxiety and worry. Those are really the top 2 emotions that are associated with the earth element. Poor confidence, suspicion, greed, that there's never enough, a really lack mentality, right? Spleen, also worry, forgetfulness, self-doubt, poor self-image. All of those things can be stomach and spleen when they are out of balance. When they are in balance, you are confident, you are grounded. That's okay, you're grounded, you have a good self-image, you are confident, you make good decisions. The target areas are the quads, the abs, not too surprisingly, your chest, your inner legs, and your face, a little surprisingly, but you'll see why in just a minute. So it's not important, but it's helpful to know where these meridians run. It's really helpful. It helps you understand why specific yin yoga poses can target that meridian. Now, it's never just one meridian. They're all kind of intertwined. They're all very close. Yin is much deeper inside, internal, and yang is much more superficial, more on your skin, on the surface. In fact, you can remember that by thinking yin, in, okay? Well, let's go through the meridians first. I'm still a little scattered, apparently. Let's start with spleen, and spleen starts at your big toe, and it comes up your inner legs, comes out at the hips, up the sides of your torso, all the way up to your armpits, and then down to basically the bottom of your rib cage on the side. And there's also an internal branch. So for every meridian, there's external, which is more surface again. And then there's the internal, which goes through the organ associated with it. So the internal branch in this case goes through your groin, and it goes up through your abs and through your diaphragm and into your chest. So things like Sphinx pose could be a stomach meridian pose, especially if you put something under your abs. Again, we'll get into that a bit more. So moving on to stomach. Stomach's a bit more complicated. It starts at the inner corner of your eyes, and then it comes down to your jaw. Circles around your jaw and around your face, comes back through the eyes, down to your clavicle, and then it comes down your torso and down through your legs, and it ends at the second toe, right there. Okay, and the internal branch goes through your diaphragm, your stomach, and your spleen. So poses like supported bridge, happy baby, caterpillar. These can all be stomach meridian or spleen meridian poses. They can be other meridians as well. I wanted to say about caterpillar, which is this pose, right? You're leaning towards your forward over your legs. So stomach's coming down here. This is also a good bladder meridian pose. But stomach is coming around here, and the stomach is getting some compression, so it can affect the stomach meridian as well. And kind of the same thing, happy baby. You're on your back, legs are up in the air, and you can be kind of in those inner thighs a little bit, right? So that can be a really good grounding Earth Element pose. And supported bridge, which again, you're going through that whole, the spine, down the legs, down to the feet. Root chakra is very much about your feet and your legs. It's not just where root chakra is generally around the groin. Okay, there are, of course, other poses. There are many other poses, and in fact, you may think these don't really sound like Earth Element poses. There are plenty others, but these I feel are some of the more accessible ones. Maybe not happy baby so much, but for me it is. Okay, action steps. All right, that's the first thing we're going to do. I'm going to turn to the side. You're going to bend your knees. And you can either take your thumb under your knees, wrap your 4 fingers around the fronts of your legs, and where your pinky finger is, that's approximately stomach 36. You can also take your thumbs to the top of your kneecap. Let me see if I can do it this way, like that. And then stretch your fingers down. And again, where that pinky finger comes, it's approximately stomach 36. Now, the beauty of acupressure, which is what we're about to do, is you don't have to be you're not inserting that tiny, tiny little needle, and you don't have to be right on the point. So we're just going to hold, pressing in there. So stomach 36 is known as 3 mile more. It's a very, very well-known acupressure point on the body. If you are a runner, you want to make friends with stomach 36. If you are struggling with chronic fatigue, which is something, not the illness, but having a lot of fatigue, it's something I've been struggling with for a couple of years now. You want to be stimulating stomach 36. The story goes that the Chinese army had been out and on march for a long time, and they were all exhausted, and they stimulated stomach 36, and they could go another 3 miles. And this is one that can take a lot of pressure. So what I like to do is rub it. Really, really get in there. Just rub back and down. It might be a little sore. One side might be more sore than the other. For me, in fact, that is exactly what's happening right now. Okay, just let that go and just pause for a moment. Notice if you are feeling tingling in your legs, if you're feeling as if energy is moving in your legs. Remember, stomach comes down to your second toe. It ends at your second toe. And also goes up through the whole digestive system, basically. Okay, I'm going to turn to face you. Let's go ahead and flush our spleen meridian. This is another thing that I do pretty much daily. So flushing is like flushing out your pipes. And you go backward on the meridian once, and then you go forward 3 times. It's really simple. So start at the bottom of your ribcage on the side of your body. Give it a little rub. Come up to the armpit. Come down the side of the torso, in towards the inner legs, down the inner legs, the sides of the feet, and off the big toe. And then give your hands a little rub, shake them out, and then come up the sides of the feet, inner legs, in towards the groin, out towards the hips, sides of the body, up towards your armpit, and down to the bottom of the ribcage and rub. Up from the big toe, inner legs, and at the hips, up the side of the body, up to the armpit, and give yourself a rub. And last time, up through the inner feet, inner legs, out at the hips, up towards the armpits, and then down towards the bottom of your ribs, and give yourself a rub. So that's great if you feel a sore throat coming on, if you feel a cold coming on, a flu coming on. Really, really good to flush that spleen meridian. You can flush the stomach. It's a little bit more complicated. You start at your second toe, and then you come up your legs, kind of towards the center, through your abs, a little bit out at your collarbones. That's what I was struggling to think of earlier in this video. And then up to just under your eyes, down and around, and back down. And then again, rub your hands, shake them off, underneath your eyes, the inner corners. Come on down for the neck, a little bit out, down through the chest and the stomach, down the legs, down the feet, and off the second toe. Let's do that 2 more times. Down the face, and down the chest, down the stomach, down the legs, off the second toe. And last time, down the face. Again, you can go around, come back down the neck, down through the chest and the stomach, down the legs, and off your second toe. So this little story that I wanted to tell you about flushing the stomach meridian, I had gone with my husband to visit my mother-in-law back in November. I got really, really sick. It was upsetting my stomach. I don't know what it was, but it was definitely, I couldn't eat. I couldn't, all I could do was like drink soup and barely even do that. I spent a lot of time working on my large intestine and my stomach meridians, maybe some spleen, I don't remember. I've gotten deeper into learning meridians since then, so I don't remember exactly what I did, but I can tell you this, it helped a lot. So if you are having a stomach issue, that is a simple way that might help. And again, I'm not a Donna Eden energy medicine practitioner, so take whatever I say with a grain of salt. But it's something I've been practicing for over a year now, and it's helped me a huge amount. I highly recommend it if you're having problems. Okay, let's go on to the calming points for stomach. Very, very simple. Come underneath your eyes, on your cheekbones. Hold lightly right underneath your pupil and breathe deeply. Hold really lightly, a nice feather touch. You can hold 2 to 3 minutes. This is really, really good if you're worried about something. I've been using it lately. We are planning a big trip at the moment, and I always get really stressed. I don't feel it, but I start sleeping poorly, and I just get real stressed about all the planning and getting there, and it's like, I don't know why. It always all works out, but it does. So I've been working on holding here. Okay, one last big breath. Generally, in Donna Eden energy medicine, they breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and that is because of our last exercise, which is something that I have introduced in an earlier video a couple of times. So come into an easy seated position. We're going to practice Microcosmic Orbit meditation, and I'm going to throw in the Bhu Mudra as well, which is good for your root chakra, and also the sound that we make, that you can make, that can be soothing for the earth element, which is simply whoo, whoo, kind of like an owl. Okay, Microcosmic Orbit, very simple. You just breathe in and you imagine a white light coming up from the bottom of your spine, all the way up your spine, over your head, ending at the third eye. That's on your inhale through your nose. On your exhale through your mouth, slowly, you will see a white line coming from the bottom of your mouth, down your neck, through your chest, down through the diaphragm, and meeting up with where the bottom of your spine on your back, where it began. And that will be exhaling through your mouth. I'm going to suggest you exhale, whoo. And the Bhu Mudra is extremely simple. You take your index, your ring, see, I'm scattered today. Take your ring and pinky fingers together, make a peace sign with your middle and index fingers, and put it into the ground. If you're outside and can put it into the literal ground, even better. Okay, sit up nice and straight. Inhale through your nose, from the bottom of your spine, up the back of the spine, the neck, your head, over the head, and ending at your third eye. Exhaling, whoo, from the third eye down and around back to where you began. 2 more times. Inhale. Pause. And then exhale. Whoo. Last time, inhale through your nose. Around to your third eye, hold. And then exhale, whoo. Let that go. Take the palms to the knees or thighs and just allow that to settle into your body, your mind. and your spirit. Okay, now maybe I'm hoping that you have a slightly deeper knowledge of what the earth element is. The color is yellow. The organs are stomach and spleen. The season is late summer. Important for a strong immune system. Main emotions associated with the stomach and spleen are worry and anxiety. We went over where the meridians run and how to flush each meridian. I suggested a few poses that I consider to be good earth element poses. I showed you how to stimulate stomach 36, a really great point for more energy and better immunity. I showed you calming neurovascular holds underneath your eyes. If you're worried, hold very lightly, 2 to 3 minutes. And we ended with a microcosmic orbit meditation that also helped to balance your root chakra with the Bhu Mudra. If you have any questions about the earth element, please go ahead, leave them for me in the comments below. If you like this video, please go ahead and click the like button. That helps more people find this information. Good information to have. And if you want to come and next time practice with me, click subscribe. Also helps more people find my channel and access free yin yoga. And I have right about now a couple of other root chakra yin yoga practices and one for digestive health that are earth element yin yoga practices. One is for grounding root chakra yin and the other is yin for your digestive system. Thank you so much for joining with me today, for taking your time today. I hope that some of these really simple exercises are going to help you going forward and help to put aside worry and anxiety. Okay. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening.